Save that up there. But then, of course, we do have other stuff. And, oh, yes, there it is. Now, I did mention little I don't know, about 10, 15 minutes ago.
Yes.
Mentioned the ladies from singingtime.com. Yes, for your infant to get on the computer and start wasting their life early. Yes, they got together and they put together a little song for Dev. So without further ado, here are the ladies from singingtime.com with a special birthday message for Dev.
La-di-da-di, happy birthday. La-di-da-di, here's your song. La-di-da-di, happy birthday all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Today we will say thank you to friends that we invite. Today it is your birthday through the night. Today it is your birthday all day long. Happy birthday, and here's your birthday song. Today is a special day, it's true. We celebrate the happy day that you became you.
Whoa.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We celebrate the happy day that you became you.
Oh, yeah.
Come visit us at singingtime.com.
That's right. Come join the little 2-year-old at singingtime.com and stay away, pedophiles. There you go. And that's the kind of stuff we're talking about here today on the big show. Now, we also, and I'm going to jam this in there right now like a big swollen 15-inch black man. I'm just going to shove it right in there so that we've got another presentation that actually came from the one, the only Apocalypse. Yes, HTLA program, not programming director. Jesus Christ. I don't know what kind of programming that would be, but HTLA is a promotions director. Yes, Apocalypse. Yes, nobody really, including the FBI, know his real name. So, but anyway, he has this for her, and it's let's put it this way: you're lucky you can't see the video.
Yes.
Okay. It's clowns and they sing nice. You know, I got to say I like the singing.
Yes.
You know, but God, you know, the whole time they're singing this, and I want the listening audience to keep this, you know, in mind while this is going on, because of course you can't see the video.
Yes.
But the clowns are cutting up little baby rabbits and killing them while they sing this. I don't know if that's some sort of cultural thing to wish Devlon fertility.
Yes.
You know, maybe that's what it is, or it's just sacrificing souls to Beelzebub. But anyway, here they are, the Satanic Clowns. Happy birthday, Dev. Here you go. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Come on.
Happy birthday to you.
Give it up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. Oh, yeah. There we go, yes. Yes, you keep cutting up those little bunny rabbits. Oh, man, you know. See, and some people say, oh, you just put all this stuff together yourself.
Yes.
It's nice that you think I'm that demented, you know? Man, if I put this stuff together, I don't know, it would be more Broadway. It'd be more Hollywood.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to put together something this sick and disgusting. I'm not going to do that to you, but there it is. So that was the Satanic Bunnies with their happy birthday to Dylann Crawford.
Yeah.
There you go. And moving on, I do have 4 more stories to get to before the big, we're going to call this, the big ending.
Yes.
This is like I said earlier, we got the HTLA staff all together, including Wounded Jenny.
Yes.
Yeah, we got him in, and we recorded a little happy birthday for Dev, and of course featuring me on the MIDI keyboard. So we want to be sure to get to that, but before we do, we've got to get to a couple of more stories, of course. First off, in the lineup here, 6 actors fail the $100 hot car challenge. Well, what the Christ is that? Huh? Well, listen, if you were offered $100 to sit in a parked car for 10 minutes on a scorching summer afternoon, could you do it?
Yes.
Well, then you should get out there. It's $100. Well, a New Jersey nonprofit challenged a half dozen actors to try, and here's the big news. None of the 6 in the total video lasted the full 10 minutes. Yeah. That's right. Cars for Kids Hot Car Challenge started out with a young man beatboxing to pass the time and 2 women removing cardigans and blazers to cope with the heat. I got to see this video. Eventually, they all hit a red easy button to leave the car and get a glass of ice water. One man dumped the water on his head. The video, of course, was filmed at Lakewood, New Jersey on a day when temperatures had been hitting 90 degrees for several days. According to Public Relations Director Wendy Kerwin of Cars for Kids, which accepts car donations and uses proceeds to help ultra-Orthodox Jewish children and their families, it was posted to YouTube on June 29th and has been viewed more than 1.5 million times. See, isn't that great? You just put out a little bit of human suffering and people clamor to it. Yeah. Well, the participants were actors, but not scripted, she said Tuesday, and the challenge was conducted specifically for the video. Quote, "We encourage anyone and everyone to raise awareness of hot car deaths," says Jeanette Fennell, president and founder of the Kansas City-based kidsandcars.org. But this seems like a publicity stunt. The Better Business Bureau's Wise Giving Alliance said on its website that Cars for Kids does not meet the standards and is misleading people. Fennell of kidsandcars.org worried that adults were exposed to danger without medical help nearby, and she worries that similarities between the 2 nonprofits' names confuse people. Yet in the midst of summer, the video is a reminder of what it feels like for children and pets to be left in hot cars. Well, I don't need a video to tell me that. I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably hot. Well, so far this year, 10 children have died of heat stroke after being left in the backseat of a car or climbing into an unlocked, unattended vehicle and becoming trapped on a warm day. Fennell said in 2014, 32 kids died, and an average of 38 children have died every year since 2000 after being trapped in hot cars. Fewer than Cars for Kids claims in its video. Fennell's nonprofit, which will turn 20 in January, keeps track of hot car deaths nationwide and is involved in other issues regarding children and vehicle safety. The double-digit hot car deaths include Niño Roof, 2 years old, who died Friday after her family returned from a day at Dallas Fair Park, and her parents thought all of their 7 children had gone inside the house. Wow, you got 7 kids and you don't even know if all of them are with you? Stop fucking. I'm thinking birth control, Louis.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Hey, I don't have 7 kids. Oh, well, okay, well, not with the same woman. Yeah, 8 kids altogether, yeah. Yes, well, the parents went indoors to take a nap. Naraya's father discovered his daughter's body when he went out 90 minutes later to work on his car. A week and a half ago, country singer Carrie Underwood tweeted about breaking a window to get into her car after accidentally locking her dogs and baby inside. Carrie Underwood is the idiot of the week. Yes, Carrie tweets, when your dogs manage to lock themselves and all your stuff and baby in the car, you have to break the window to get in. Your dogs locked them in? Well, earlier this month, a woman from Surprise, Arizona left her 2-year-old in a hot car while she shopped. A bystander noticed the child and immediately called authorities, who were able to get the toddler out within 8 minutes, according to police. The outside temperature exceeded 100 degrees, and it was 108 inside the car. On a sunny day in May that hovered near 90 degrees, Greg McKay, director of the Arizona Department of Child Safety, did a demonstration in Phoenix. Within 10 minutes, the vehicle, with its windows rolled up, heated to nearly 108 degrees. In 25 minutes, it was a total of 124 degrees. In another demonstration June 10th in Mitchellville, Iowa, 2 officers stayed in a police cruiser with the windows rolled up for 30 minutes. They lasted the full 30 minutes, with interior temperatures rising to 110, while outside the thermometer read a scant 80. After 15 minutes, their phones stopped working because of the heat, as did video equipment inside the patrol car to record their reactions. A lot of people needs to see what happens, School Resource Officer Jeremy Stevenson said. At the time, as an emergency medical technician, helped them cool off after they need the visual. People are that dumb, they need... It's hot. Don't do it. The challenge was created in part to market the charity's free Android app, Cars for Kids Safety, which is designed to sync with a Bluetooth-enabled car and sounds an alert when you leave the car, according to a press release. Google Play users have given it mixed reviews. Some also suggest more old-fashioned methods that can help prevent hot car deaths, like don't leave anybody in the hot car. Hot car deaths began to climb after the advent of front seat airbags. Officials started recommending that children be placed in back seats because airbags deployed in accidents were harming children and women who sat too close to vehicles' dashboards. That's when it became easier to forget a quiet child in the back seat. How? Yeah, I'm going to forget my baby because I've got airbags.
Yes.
Oh, that's completely logical. That makes total sense, you idiots. Well, there you go. That's it. I'm not doing any more.
Yes.
Now we move on to, well, Crash's favorite story. Yeah. It is. It's about the dad bod. Yeah, it exists, a study says. That's right. Well, I'm a dad, and I don't have this fat guy's problem. That coffee sigh was brought to you by Tim Hortons, New York City. There you go. Well, the increasingly popular dad bod is more than just a viral trend. Really? Really? These these middle-aged men are all fat because it's a trend, huh? You know, all my friends that are, especially my friends who are into the NFL.
Yes.
You know those big guys that get around every weekend and when the NFL's in season and get the snacks and all hang around the TV and yell at it for hours. Right? That's why I don't bother with frickin' NFL. But anyway, they're huge frickin' guys.
Yes.
You know. This is some of them 400, 500 frickin' pounds, and they wear those, what are they, the moo-moo shorts or something? Yeah, but it's okay, because they all got their football jerseys on, so they're manly. Yeah. Well, apparently that is the definition of what a dad bod is.
Yes.
And apparently it's an increasingly popular fad.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how you get that, but the study that was spearheaded by Northwestern University's Craig F. Garland has proven that young males' body mass index numbers actually increase during the transition from adolescence to fatherhood. As for anyone who needs a refresher, the dad bod is defined as a man who looks as if he may frequently go to the gym, but a thick layer of belly fat reveals his high-carb junk food and beer-induced stupors. Well, the research team also demonstrated how a number of outside factors, including socioeconomic status and race, can affect the development of this type of body. Young men who become resident fathers, essentially men who live at home with their child and usually wife, demonstrated a 2.6 larger BMI increase on average than non-fathers of similar age over the same period of time, according to the study from the Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine. The researchers also uncovered a correlation between race and BMI increases following the birth of one's first child. White males and Asians are typically on the lower end of BMI upticks. Blacks and Latinos are often near the higher end of the spectrum, the study finds. From my own point of view, we shouldn't have as many pizzas in the house if the kids weren't around, and we wouldn't have the brownies my wife makes if the kids weren't around. Right, you fat bastard. It's the kids' fault.
Yes.
Yes, says Garfield, according to Time magazine. Having kids around not only is the food in the house is what is available to you for your meal, but also snacks. It also changes whether you're able to find time to get out and exercise and when you get enough sleep and when you take care of yourself. Non-resident fathers or individuals who do not live with their children also demonstrated variations in their BMI increase. While resident fathers often experience a BMI increase prior to fatherhood, non-resident fathers usually decrease an average of BMI during the same period. However, non-resident fathers, the study claims, are at a higher risk for increased BMI at early fatherhood. That's probably why I'm so thin. I leave all my ex-wives and kids. There you go. See, I'm fit. I just leave them all.
Yes.
Yeah, I take my truck, my dog, my guitar, and get on down to Texas. Yeah. And moving on today, of course, a hack of connected car raises alarm over driver safety. Yeah, remember all those cars now, Gilbert, coming out with all those computer chips in them?
Yes.
And, of course, we got the cars that park themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that same technology is driving families off the road to their death. Yeah, isn't it good? San Francisco, don't send your old clunker off to Retro Mobile to the automotive junkyard just yet. It may be the safest machine on the road. That's right. Crash Jesus' old 56 Ford. Yeah. Oh, an article published today, Wired magazine reports on how it engaged two hackers to see if they could take control of a Jeep Cherokee from the comfort of their living room, while writer Andy Greenberg sat nervously at the wheel while the SUV cruised the highway at 70 miles an hour.
Yes.
Well, mission accomplished, gang. Terrifyingly so. The security experts Charlie Miller and Chris Velasek accessed the Jeep's computer brain through its Uconnect infotainment system and rewrote the firmware to plant their malicious code. Once in, the duo began blasting hip-hop through the stereo system.
Yes.
Turned on the AC to maximum and ultimately killed the transmission and brakes. Greenberg was unharmed in the demonstration, which took place on the highway in St. Louis, but eventually wound up straddled in a ditch. The experiment highlights a concern that is often not addressed and head-on in the growing excitement over the prospect of roads dominated either by autonomous or heavily driver-assisted vehicles. Yeah, so, you know, that's the next thing. ISIS is going to take over all our cars and smash us all together. Well, if the frequent attacks on myriad retail and financial institutions tell us anything, it's that there isn't a digitally connected network that's completely safe from hackers. And while it's one thing to have to change credit cards due to a breach, it's another to be trapped in your own car hurtling down the highway when the crippling intrusion happens. Well, a security researcher, Miller, for Twitter, and a former National Security Agency hacker, if consumers don't realize this is an issue, they should, and they should start complaining to car makers right away. This might be the kind of software bug most likely to kill someone, or a lot of someones. Well, Miller and Velasek have been exploring the automobile's growing digital vulnerabilities for a number of years and plan to report most of the details of the hack to the Black Hat Security Conference that begins in Las Vegas August 1st. They'll leave out enough key elements so other hackers won't be able to replicate their mischief, the magazine reports. That's okay. ISIS will. Coincidentally, at Tuesday's Senate Commerce Committee hearing on the Internet of Things, Senators Richard Blumenthal, Edward Markey announced legislation that they would direct the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Federal Trade Commission to establish federal standards to secure our cars and protect drivers' privacy. Well, you know what I say to that?
Yes.
Slap a V8 in it and get the goddamn computer shit out. We'll go faster and we'll get there alive.
Yes.
Connected cars represent tremendous social and economic promise. Yeah, right. This is also they can shove ads up your ass in your car. But, of course, in the rush to roll out the next big thing, automakers have left the doors unlocked to would-be cyber criminals. Blumenthal said in a statement this common-sense legislation would ensure that drivers can trust the convenience of wireless technology without having to fear incursions in their safety or privacy by hackers and criminals. Most automakers today offer infotainment systems that leverage a driver's smartphone to connect the internet and entertainment. The idea is to offer consumers easy access to their favorite apps and services while driving. Is that worth dying for? Well, I don't think it is. God damn it, screw you.
Yeah.
Well, we got some beer news in the news. Yes, and I'm sure we're having a lot of, well, no, we're not having beer at Sharon's house, the drunken... she's chugging the old shots there.
Yes.
Of course, Milwaukee says PBR us ASAP. That's right. Good old Pabst Blue Ribbon is coming back to the hometown. Well, sort of. You might have thought Brett Favre was coming back to Green Bay. Was that like Brett Favre? No, that's not. No, that's Brock Favors, right? Yes, you might have thought Brett Favre was coming back to Green Bay or something, the way the local press carried on about it. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett held a news conference yesterday to announce the prodigal son coming home to open arms for the first American brewery to produce 1 million barrels of beer in a year and once brewed 15 million barrels in a year. This homecoming is a bit modest. A microbrewery staffed by maybe a half dozen workers in a building that wasn't even part of the original plant. But what the hey, it's PBR, Big Blue, back in Brew City. That's the way it's supposed to be. I love America. Yes, like Favor's induction into the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame on Saturday night before 67,000 overweight fans. Of course, at Lambeau Field, this whole Pabst thing is a little complicated. Milwaukeeans, Wisconsinites for that matter, are intensively proud of where they come from. I tell anyone who will listen, it's one of the most underrated cities in the country. It's also one of the most defensive. Like Philadelphia and New York, Milwaukee will always be Chicago's overachieving little brother. Almost the entire list of famous people born in Milwaukee, Spencer Tracy, Gene Wilder, Steve Miller, went someplace else to become famous. Milwaukeeans content themselves with the celebrities who don't leave home, like Bo Black, who claims to fame are posing in the 1960s for Playboy with her clothes on. Dating a manager who had 1 gold year for the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah. And running Summerfest, one of the country's biggest music festivals, for roughly 68 years. Yeah. Or Danny Gookie, who earned the day in his honor and parade for finishing 3rd in the 8th season of American Idol. Yes. There was a time Pabst was bigger than even Liberace, if you count his birthplace, the suburb of West Allis. Yes, the part of Milwaukee. For 100 years, Milwaukee took second place to no one, particularly Chicago, when it came to brewing beer. In 1950, 4 of the 10 biggest brewers in America, Schlitz, Pabst, Miller, Blatz, brewed their beer all in Milwaukee. In 1980, Pabst's last great year, almost 40% of all the 176.3 million barrels of beer brewed in America came from Schlitz, Miller, and Pabst. That's right. Milwaukeeans were fiercely loyal to their brands. Ours was Schlitz, a Schlitz family. And a bunch of Schlitz. Ours was a Schlitz family, a half a dozen relatives. My father, my uncle, my grandmother, my great-uncles all worked at Schlitz at one time or another. My mom was even accused of being a Schlitz. Milwaukee way back then was a Blatz town, and after Blatz was sold, a Pabst town, and with the rollout of Light in the early 70s, Milwaukee became Millertown. Well, by 1985, when cranky California millionaire Paul Kalmanwitz acquired Pabst, every Milwaukee brewer but Miller was either in free fall or shuttered. 11 years later, Kalmanwitz emptied the Black and Cream City Black Pabst complex, moved its administration to San Antonio, Texas. And they even contracted with Miller to have the brew brewed with Miller. It's not even Pabst anymore. Well, it seems to me Milwaukeeans are ready to forgive Pabst for running out on them, even if it's only a brew a tiny fraction of its 2.7 million barrels of beer a year. If the man who chose to throw his last interceptions for the hated Minnesota Vikings can come back, then so can Pabst.
Yes.
I am, however, gravely concerned about Pabst's loyal audience outside of Brewtown, those people who have courageously ignored the American brewing revolution, resolutely drinking their corporate contract brew from 16-ounce tallboy cans. You have to wonder whether craft-brewed Pabst will upset their every notion of what it is genuine and nonconformist about their beer-drinking experience. Maybe this is what they mean by hipster irony. I don't think so. The hipsters drink Heineken. They're not going to notice anything.
Yes.
No, not a damn thing. Well, hey, moving on today. Geez. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, everybody, it is 5 p.m. Eastern in the big city of New York. That's right, it is your coffee and cigarettes on HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. And it's the Wednesday Grinder. Yeah, Wednesday, July 22nd. Yeah, pretty soon we're going to have the winter weather storm watch, and we're going to be looking for the snow, aren't we? Ah, yes. I know, I'm pessimistic, but what do you want? Well, hey, welcome to the show today, your Wednesday Grinder. Hope you're doing good out there. Already see the Phil DeYoung in the Spreaker.com live chat room. Not driving, of course. It's good to see you, Phil. Thanks for coming. And, yeah, we got a lot to cover today. A lot to cover, in fact. And, well, what is some of that stuff here? Well, let's see. We're getting back to some sense of normalcy today after the birthday bash. Yes, as some of the stories we're following include the regulators today. Yes, those regulators. They've released Donald Trump's hefty financial report, and the FBI says Chattanooga shooter was, quote, homegrown, violent extremist. Yeah. They just made that all up. I don't know. Also, HTLA's number one first lady, of course, Devlon Crawford, in the Spreaker.com chat room, of course, and she is driving, so be careful. I got to watch my words. It's almost like I don't want to say anything when she's driving. I might cause an accident. But that would be nothing new for me. Anywho, what else? Well, hey, also today we got the Quran dating back to the time of Mohammed has been found. And, of course, Dylann Roof is officially charged with federal hate crimes today. If that weren't enough, we're also following a lion on the loose in Milwaukee, and DUNE sandworms and El Niño could cripple more California bridges. Yes, all that and so much more today, gang. So, hey, come on in, grab yourself a cup, have a seat, light one up. It is coffee time. the theme of themes. Yes, coffee and cigarettes, your Wednesday grinder today. Grinding out the Wednesday, the hump day. Helping you get through your week just a little easier, maybe. I don't know, we try. If not, well, screw you. What do you want for free? Well, moving on today, of course, I do have to introduce the one, the only Miss Jenny McCartney. Still injured, still clump, slipping, sliding along with her little cast on her leg, but she is in the booth today, pushing the buttons, making us go. And we couldn't appreciate her work any more if we tried. Yes, she is pushing the buttons on the show today on that PreSonus 2442 digital broadcast mixer. And if you are into anything audio, professional or otherwise, you're probably going to want to go over and check out PreSonus.com for some amazing gear. Yes, dare I say it's number one. That's right, PreSonus.com. Also today, the show is proudly brought to you by the fine folks at Tim Hortons, New York City. And here it is. Yes, Daddy's favorite dark roast right there. Thank you, Jenny. And moving along today, of course, you can now get to those 8 fine locations in the city to serve all your coffee and baked goods needs. That's right, Tim Hortons. Always fresh. It is. There you go. And let's see, what else we got today? Oh, yeah, we got those crazy guys. That's right. Joining me, well, as always, is the two wonderful, strange kind of half Alzheimer, half insane men who join me on this show, co-hosting every day. Of course, our first comes to us live from the Millbay Television and Film Broadcast Studios in beautiful Millbay, British Columbia, Canada. It's the one, the only Louis Lawless, film director extraordinaire, Academy Award nominated, I think, about 35 times, but never won one. Are you there, sir?
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
See, 35 nominations, and you're begging for money.
Yeah. We're 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award, and we didn't.
Right. Yeah, and that's...
I go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
Oh, I see. You're talking about me paying you on this show. Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
I wouldn't count on it today because I think she's still playing funny business with me on the.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Yeah. See, she didn't do that there.
That was a mistake on my part.
Well, no, you know she usually does, but you just no, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's probably it. She didn't press the button because she had just brought me in coffee. Yeah. That's what it is, but she's back there now, so you should be all good, Louis.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Still not there. No. Of course, that other grainy cackle. That's one more on the old hit parade there. Well, what the hell, Gilbert? Do you have a clue today?
What the fuck?
Well, gotta ask.
I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, famous last words. Let's see if you can do your intro today. How about that?
And this is, I that up.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think that was going to happen anyway. No, I didn't. But it's good to have you here, Gilbert. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, on Twitter, and on Instagram.
Right, okay. And now you want me to list off all those really, really, really long, stupid URLs, and I'm not doing it. No way. But you know what? I'll let you
Yes.
today. I'll let you. Where can folks follow you on Twitter?
On Twitter, at Real Gilbert ACP.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. And any other place there?
And on Instagram,
right?
Gilbert Podfree.
Oh, you freaky little man.
PODFRIED.
Right.
You see, it's kind of a pun on the last name.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves him.
No, I know. But we let him do his little promos today, so
Yes.
hopefully he'll shut up for the rest of the show.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Well, anyway, in any case, gentlemen,
Yes.
thank you for being here, and it's great to have you on the show again today. And
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
okay, well, good. You're in the right place then, because we're doing those kind of stories.
Yes.
And let's see, what is those kind of stories, perhaps may ask?
Yeah.
Well, how about the regulators today? Yes, the regulators. You remember them from that movie? What was it? I think it was Young Guns.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they've released Donald Trump's financial records today. And all the people out there, all the millions with nothing, are eager to know. Yes. So, of course, here at Coffee and Cigarettes, we're all about letting you know how much you don't have.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. In Washington today, federal regulators today released the billionaire presidential candidate Donald Trump's financial disclosure form. And it's pretty hefty. The details of Trump's assets, income, and liabilities are spread out over 92 pages. Holy crap! I think if I was lucky, I'd get about a half page.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's
I go a half an hour. Do I get 50,000?
Ask Donald Trump. Yeah. 92 pages, yes, and show the Republican holding positions with more than 500 different companies and organizations, ranging from Trump Gulf Cocoa Beach LLC to family trusts. Celebrity real estate developer claims a net worth of $10 billion, a figure that would make him the richest person to seek the U.S. presidency. Unraveling Trump's balance sheet, however, there's an unusual challenge. The federal forms show assets and liabilities in wide ranges only. The highest value for each asset tops out at $50 million or more. Most of Trump's wealth is in closely held partnerships that he owns or controls, and therefore Trump can place his own value on those assets. But he also holds passive investments in publicly traded stocks, mutual funds, and hedge funds. Through 6 separate brokerage accounts that have easily determined fair market value. HTLA estimates the value of those holdings at $78 million to $232 million. And yes, we had the bookkeeper Steve do that. Yes, and Trump made at least $12 million to $54 million in income off of those investments in the form of interest, dividends, or capital gains. His single biggest such holding is BlackRock Obsidian Fund, which describes itself as a multi-strategy fixed income hedge fund. Trump has $25 to $50 million stake in the fund. The report also shows the ex-reality TV star earning income outside of his primary business ventures. He reported receiving $110,000 in pension from the Screen Actors Guild. Of course, we both know that is bullshit, Gilbert, because he's not in that 3%.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's also commanded 6-figure checks for speaking engagements, including 3 payments of $450,000 each from a firm called ACN Inc. and $100,000 earlier this year from the National Multifamily Housing Council. I guess that's his child support fund. Well, Trump, who is seeking the Republican presidential nomination, has led many early polls. All presidential candidates must disclose their finances. Fox News, which is hosting the first GOP primary debate on August 6th, has made on-time disclosure of personal finances among the criteria for participating in the event. So now that he has done that via the regulators, we can look forward to seeing him August 6th, and we can just love him for all his money. It's nothing quite like loving them for all their money.
Power tends to corrupt. Mm-hmm. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Well, right, but we're not talking about power. We're talking about money. Yes, and it's not even the Monsanto kind. Yeah. That's right. No, it's all clean, bend you over and get you money.
How many different families do you have?
Okay, well, if we're going to go there, probably nowhere near enough to even make a dent in Donald Trump's, his child support fund. Yeah. He must have, 672,000 children.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, moving on today, the FBI, of course, has released new information about let's call him the Chattanooga shooter. Yes, it's not Dylann Roof.
Yeah.
No, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, this is an Amber Alert Coffee and Cigarettes, not Dylann Roof news. That's right. No, it's not. People are getting him confused, of course, with the Chattanooga shooter.
Yes.
And I don't know why. It's completely different areas and no black people. And I don't know, but they're doing it. I guess just because they're idiots, you know.
Yes.
What are you going to do? But today, the Chattanooga shooter was, quote, a homegrown violent extremist, says the FBI. The gunman who killed 5 military personnel at a Chattanooga, Tennessee installation last week was a, quote, homegrown violent extremist who acted alone during his rampage, an FBI official said today. Ed Reinhold, special agent in charge of the investigation, said it was too early to say whether Mohammed Abdulaziz had been radicalized, but he said the possibility was being investigated. Reinhold added that in the response of troops at the shooting scene doubtlessly saved lives. Abdulaziz, 24, shocked the city and nation Thursday when he attacked 2 military sites in Chattanooga with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle and a handgun. Reinhold said Abdulaziz never left his rented Ford Mustang convertible during his first attack, a brief shooting spree at military recruiting offices where one officer was wounded. He then drove 7 miles away to the Navy Operational Support Center, where his shooting rampage left 4 Marines and a Navy petty officer dead. Reinhold said Abdulaziz crashed his car through a support center gate, drawing fire from police at the scene. He then drove up to the building and got out of the car shooting. He made his way through the building, pursuing sailors and Marines who were trying to evade him, Reinhold said. 1 person was killed in the building. The rest were killed in a motor pool behind it, Reinhold said. Chattanooga police fatally shot Abdulaziz at the scene, ending a brutal firefight that took less than 5 minutes in total. Reinhold said Abdulaziz's guns were recovered at the scene, along with another that he had left in his car. 2 guns belonging to service members were also recovered, and 1 had been fired, Reinhold said. He said up to 1,000 agents were working more than 400 leads in the case, he added. That authorities were looking into reports that Abdulaziz had suffered from depression, including suicidal thoughts, and that he studied radical information online. This is a complex, ongoing investigation, and we're still in the early stages of piecing together what happened and why, Reinhold said. He asked whether friendly fire might have been responsible for 1 or more of the deaths, said it appeared that the 5 victims were killed with the same weapon, a reference to Abdulaziz's assault rifle. Reinhold said authorities know where Abdulaziz's guns were purchased, but would not say whether they had been purchased legally. Marine Major General Paul Breyer echoed Reinhold's praise of the response of the service members under siege and the police officers who responded. Breyer said that due to the continuing investigation, he could share a few details of the response, but he said that some Marines swept from room to room, hustling their colleagues to safety, and then willingly ran back into the fight. The slain Marines have been identified as Gunnery Sergeant Thomas J. Sullivan of Hampton, Massachusetts, Sergeant Carson A. Holmquist of Polk County, Wisconsin, Lance Corporal Squire Skip K. Wells of Cobb, Georgia, and Staff Sergeant David A. Wyatt of Burke, North Carolina. Also killed was Randall Smith, a sailor from Rossville, Georgia. The legacy of that day is one of valor, Breyer said, a day of American strength. How come every time we hear this Day of American Strength thing, we're always getting our ass kicked?
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
What?
And put your name up there and dress in different stuff. So fantastic. If I can be of any help, let me know. So what's the email address?
That would be help@eharmony.com. I don't know what you're on there, Louis, but it's got to be some good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, and we'll see what we can do about that situation and rectify that in the future. Yes. And I don't know if he. Well, no, that's not fair to say. I was going to say I don't know if he even knows he's conscious, but. Well, I kind of don't, actually.
Yes.
But, you assume somebody's upright and talking, they're conscious, right? I'll never make that mistake again.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Okay. Are you still doing one, or can we move on? Are you still doing one? I don't know. He doesn't know. We all don't know. It's all over. Well, I guess there is one thing, Gilbert, that I can actually do.
Yes.
In regards to that social media thing that Kate keeps getting you to keep reminding me of.
Yes.
I can at least do this because it's nice and short. Yes, gang, if you're out there listening, check us out and follow us on Twitter at HTLA Radio 1.
Yeah.
Yes, you're laughing because you know what's coming.
Yes.
That would be the number 1, not ONE. Well, stay fastened in your seatbelts, gang.
Yes.
Of course, we're going to go for that first commercial break.
Break for a commercial.
Thank you, boss.
Yeah.
And when we come back, of course, we're going to be telling you about a Quran that is dated back to the time of Mohammed, has been found. Allah rejoice, praise Allah. Well, I'm just pushing the Allah thing now because, we had that nice birthday wish, of course, yesterday from Syrian leader Fiyad al-Said.
Yes.
For HTLA's first lady, Devlon Crawford, there for her birthday. He did a 5-minute recording and wished her well and
yes.
Death and other things. So I figured just in the spirit of that giving and that community.
Yes.
That we'd praise a little bit of Allah and spread this stupid message around. Anyway, gang, we're going to go for that quick 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, we'll get into that Quran dating back to the time of Mohammed that's magically just been found, and all that and so much more today. Back in 2.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions? Abundant with rich, fertile soil. What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice Body Spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Batten down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
And another time, you were going to buy drugs from your pusher, and you were like a block away.
Yeah.
And then somebody walked up to your pusher first.
Boom.
And shot your pusher.
That's right. That's right. It was all over, and he died instantly. There was no suffering, unfortunately. It's a sad thing, but, you know, the beauty about drugs,
yes,
of course, is you can get them anywhere, you know? So, I being resourceful and much like Taylor Swift,
yes,
I just went down and around the corner and hit my local Target. Oh, yes, all kinds of joy it was, all kinds.
$88,000 a year they make, approximately average, 80s, let's say.
Right.
And there's 1,000, that's $88 million a year that we're paying as taxpayers.
Well, you know, I don't know what to tell you, Louie. Maybe fire some of them.
Yes.
You know? It's business. You've got to cut your losses.
Yes.
God, pretend you're Jewish for once. Hey, welcome back to the big show, HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, of course. Coffee and cigarettes today for the 22nd of July, 2015, where it is 84 degrees, Central Park right now under sunny skies. And what the hell are we doing here? We should be out there. Oh, right, we're making money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, welcome back to the show. And, of course, if you're not in there, if you're not one of the elite,
yes,
one of the chosen,
yes,
one of the absolutely outstanding all-stars of Spreaker,
yes,
you got to get over there, Spreaker.com, pop in that old search window, HTLA or Radio 1, get on in here, hang out with the First Lady, Sharon Chesley. Oh, we got a listener in here today.
Yes,
we got Phil and his. I think he said he was meeting his sister for a date at 6. We got Phil. We got listener. We got of course HTLA's topless intern.
Yes,
yes, it's always good. Well, at least in my mind, of course, he has quite a hairy chest. But you know that I look past all of that.
Yes.
You know, I don't take people for what they are on the surface. I take them for what they are on the inside, and every chance I get on the inside. Oh, and of course, interns smoking down the Marlboro Smooths today.
Yes.
And, well, of course, yours truly here, the host and head crash man of the Crash Jesus Network. I'll be taking down my favorite special blend, which is the Marlboro Blacks, of course.
Yes.
And, well, Gilbert's just kind of sitting back and laughing at both of us because we're going to be dead soon. Actually, there was a commercial for I think it was a Grand Theft Auto there.
Yes.
For that video game. They did a whole bunch of radio stuff, and one of their commercials was for a stop smoking bill. It was kill all smokers.
Yes.
Right? Proposition 421 or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, they might look cool and relaxed and like everything's good. Little do they know, we are cool,
yes,
relaxed,
yes,
and everything is good.
Yes.
It pisses me off. It really does.
Yes.
You know, I've been sucking on this crap, God, what, 40 years now? Well, anyway, that's well, we're not going to explore that anymore because, the doc said just 2 weeks ago in my physical, absolutely fine, no problems. Holy shit, look at the black lungs. But everything else on me is just fine and working, including my tiny penis. So that's all you really need to worry about.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
I know, Louis, but when you invest your entire life in it, it's okay. Yeah. So, get on over to Spreaker.com. Get in that live chat room and enjoy the party fun going on in there. It's fast, it's easy, and it's free.
Yes.
Yes, I know you like that free part, you little Jew. Well, moving on today, of course, before we get back to that absolutely ground, earth-shaking number one, it should have been the number one story today, of course, the Quran that they found that dates back to the time of Mohammed. Before we do that, of course, we are back from the first commercial break, so that does mean we need to go to Brock Favors and HTLA Chopper 1 for the traffic. Brock, giver.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with Traffic on the Ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here in the chopper, but I gotta tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh, my God! Oh, no, stop! Oh! Whew! All right. Well, we are over the 10. It is massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do. Oh, goddamn, we're gonna die in this mother. Oh my God! Woo! Yeah. Okay. I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, please! Oh, goddamn! Oh, get me out this motherfucking death machine right now! Oh, no, black people ain't meant to be in the sky! We ain't meant to be in the sky, man! Oh, mama, help me, mama! Oh, mama! But a 405 is up right now. Ain't nobody going down this. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm very sorry, but I'm losing my up here.
Actually, you have every right to. We're about to crash.
And, of course, once again, HTLA would like to offer its condolences to the Favors family.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Brock, for that up-to-the-minute report there. That's good. Traffic's, well, we don't even need him. The traffic's always a bitch in this city.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
No. Well, everybody loves Brock. Come on.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Yes, we know, Louis. 2009. Get over it. Get a, I don't know, make a new film.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
That's all you care about is money. You're voting for Trump, I assume. Yeah. If not, you should, and get him to pay you for your vote like he's doing with most of the minorities. Well, moving on today, of course, yes, that Quran dating back to the time of Mohammed has been found. That is correct. And, well, I wouldn't really care so much about this story today.
Yes.
Except for the big piece of news, of course, that they found out that the Quran actually says you're supposed to love the infidel. Yeah. It's the oldest one on record now, and they're saying that the new translations are really changing the tide of Islam, and that these idiots have been doing it wrong for over 3,000 years. However, good news, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it does say that they are to open up falafel restaurants. So at least, they're doing something right.
Yes.
Well, the Quran manuscript, long held by a British university, is now believed to be among the world's oldest, written close to the time of the Prophet Mohammed. Radiocarbon testing on the document found parchment on which the text was written that dates to a similar time period as Mohammed. Yes, former center point guard for the Cleveland Browns. That's right, who is believed, of course, to have lived between 570 and 632. I'm assuming A.D.
Yes.
Well, the University of Birmingham said in a statement today, researchers conclude that the Quran manuscript is among the earliest written textual evidence of the Islamic holy book known to survive, according to the statement. The manuscript consists of 2 parchment leaves and contains parts of the surahs, or chapters 18 to 20, written in early form of Arabic known as Hijazi. Radiocarbon analysis dated the parchment between 568 and 645 AD with a 95.4% accuracy. Well, that's kind of like the Scott Walker polls. Give or take 94%.
Yes.
Well, the leaves had been incorrectly bound for years with documents of a similar Quran from more recent century. The new tests were prompted by questions from a doctoral student. The radiocarbon dating of the Birmingham Quran folios has yet yielded a startling result and, reveals one of the most surprising secrets of the university's collection, says David Thomas, professor of Christianity and Islam at the University of Birmingham. He said in a statement, they could well take us back to within a few years of the actual founding of Islam. Oh, goody! Maybe don't tell us about your sacred book being found when the entire planet hates you. But that's just me.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, according to Muslim tradition, the Prophet Muhammad received his revelations that form the Quran between 610 and 632, the year of his death. Thomas said, however, the revelations weren't immediately written down. Caliph Abu Bakr, the first leader of the Muslim community after Muhammad, ordered the Quran to be written into book form, which was completed around 650 AD under the direction of the third leader, Caliph Uthman Thomas. Oh, I guess they killed off the second guy right away. Well, this is indeed an exciting discovery. We now know that these 2 folios in a beautiful, surprisingly legible Hijazi hand almost certainly date from the time of the first 3 caliphs. Muhammad Issa Wali, lead creator of the Persian and Turkish manuscripts at the British Library, said in a statement, Muslims believe today's Quran is the same text that was finished and standardized in 650. Regarding it as a precise record of revelations sent to the Prophet, Thomas said, yeah, hate to break it to you guys, but, that republishing is a bitch. The King James Bible ain't, it's not, it's nothing like the original copy, which you can actually get.
Yes.
Where is it? Is it TMZ putting it out? Yeah. Got the legal copy of the Bible direct from Christ and his ad people.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, according to test results, there's a strong probability that an animal from which the parchment was made was alive during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad or shortly afterward, Thomas said. This means that the parts of the Quran that are written on... Wait a minute.
Yes.
The thing is written on the skin of dead sheep or something?
Yes.
Well, right there, that's proof. It's the devil's book. Yes, the parts of the Quran are written, whatever. The document is part of a University Mingana collection of Middle Eastern manuscripts held in the Cadbury Research Library. Yes, the library that makes the chocolate bars. The library contains some 200,000 pre-1850 books dating from 1471 and some 4 million manuscripts. The Quran manuscript will be on public display at the university from October 2nd to the 25th. Tickets are only $1,700 infidel dollars. Oh boy, now we've got the Dylann Roof news.
Yes.
Just so you know, this is the one who had the white supremacist patches on his vest from Africa. And of course, the Confederate flag everybody wants banned is actually the Tennessee militia flag.
Yes.
The Confederate flag is much the same structure as the current U.S. flag, however, with just 14 stars in a circle. But who am I to question the media?
Yes.
Yes. Well, Dylann Roof, of course, charged with federal hate crimes now. Yes, today in Washington, Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced hate crime charges today against 24-year-old suspect in the Charleston church massacre. The 33-count indictment against Dylann Roof includes 9 murder charges and 3 attempted murders. How do you stick on attempted when you killed 9? You let, 2, I think it was, live?
Yes.
You let 2 of them live to tell the grand story, tales of your legendary frickin' journey. So what's the deal there? Like, where do you pulling these things out of your ass?
Yes.
Well, Lynch said Roof targeted the victims because of their race and in order to interfere with their exercise of their religion. Oh, yes, because he's all about infringing their rights.
Yeah.
Well, he faces the possibility of the death penalty, though no decision had been made on whether to seek death. The charges come after a county grand jury earlier this month charged the young South Carolina man with the murders of 9 people, including a beloved state senator who were attending a June 17th Bible study session at the Emmanuel African American Methodist Episcopal Church in the heart of downtown Charleston. Federal authorities began working with local investigators immediately after the shooting, and within hours of the attack, Attorney General Loretta Lynch launched an inquiry into whether the accused gunman was motivated by racial bias. Because if he is, that's news, and if he's not, well, so what? Well, since Roof's capture 14 hours after the rampage, investigators have recovered racially charged writings allegedly authored by the suspect and photographs showing Roof with the Confederate battle flag and the handgun allegedly used in the attack. Associates of the suspect have asserted that Roof sought to ignite a race war. Actually, that's not correct.
Yes.
No, you got that off his Facebook. Well, Roof's arrest also promised fresh examinations of public symbols and of racial hatred in South Carolina, of course, and other communities throughout the South, leading to this month's removal of the Confederate flag from the South Carolina Capitol grounds. Correction, that would be the Tennessee militia flag from the South Carolina Capitol grounds.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's what it is right there. Idiots.
Oh, my God, he's becoming black. I like it. Do a little rap here, too.
No, Louis, that ain't my black. Damn, motherfucker. You crazy whack white man. Oh, and this just in from Texas.
Yes.
Apparently, Sharon Chesley has got more important things to do than listen to this garbage. So, fine, we'll bid goodbye to HTLA's number 2 lady.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know. And it's okay. Well, just relax, guys. She'll be back. That's right. And besides, we've got Shelly Nichols in the chat there. I'm certain that she would be more than willing to take up that number 2 spot. There we go. Well, moving on today, is a lion on the loose in Milwaukee? Yeah, really. No, that's the story. Yeah. That is the story today. Yes, is a lion on the loose in Milwaukee. Man, I bet you never thought you'd hear me say that.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm saying it.
I lived in Greenwich Village for a while when I first started out as an actor.
Okay, well, that'd be great. Did you have a lion there? Did you?
That was a mistake on my part.
Okay, well then shut up, because we're doing the lion stories now.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Okay, well let me get to. Oh, damn it! Oh no! See, I'm. Yeah, Jenny's jumping up and down.
Yes.
Fine. I thought I could skate past it. But, of course, in my haste to kind of get past it, yeah, she's busted me. We've got to do the damn weather report. All right, well, no pissing around today. Without further ado,
yes.
I'm just going to hit the button. Listeners out there, take off your headphones. Stop.
Yes.
Don't stop the broadcast, or you'll never get through the crap.
Yeah.
Just leave it play. Step away from your device and your headphones or whatever. Just get away from them. Get away from the computer if you're listening there, or the iPad, or wherever you're listening. Go away for 5 minutes. Go get some fresh coffee. Yeah. Yeah, no, just go get some fresh coffee, and
yes.
we'll do the weather report with HTLA's meteorologist Frankie McDonald, and in about 5 minutes we'll be back to normal. Okay. Now I'm going to, of course, do the proper professional introduction.
The music is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to hear it.
Okay. You like Frankie's music, do you? Yeah. Okay. So everybody, in 3, 2,
yes.
1. Okay. HTLA is meteorologist Frankie McDonald with your weather.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major storm is heading for South Dakota on Friday, October the 4th, 2013. It's going to bring up to 30-plus millimeters of rain. The rain will fall sideways. The winds are going to be very strong in South Dakota. It's going to be a high winds and heavy rain in South Dakota. It's going to bring colder temperatures as well, because the low pressure is going to intensify. Then it's going to turn into a major storm in South Dakota. It's going to bring a lot of rain, a lot of wind, because of the warm and humid air is going to meet with the cold air coming from the north. That's going to cause a lot of rain. People in South Dakota, be prepared. Have your rubber boots ready, have your raincoats ready, have your rain suits ready, because a lot of rain, a lot of winds heading for South Dakota. Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. It's going to be a stormy conditions in South Dakota. It will affect parts of Nebraska and Minnesota as well. Don't open up your umbrella or your umbrella will get broken. It's going to be a heavy downpours, very strong winds. And winds will be howling in South Dakota on Friday, October the 4th, 2013. It's going to be very stormy conditions in South Dakota. When you drive your car, avoid the puddles and don't drive your car to the puddles, just in case the car gets stalled. Especially very deep puddles. When you go for a walk, wear your raincoats and wear your rain gear and rubber boots, and put up your hood on your head to keep your head dry. Don't open up your umbrella, or your umbrella can get broken because it will be way too windy in South Dakota on Friday, October 4th, 2013. Winds will be very strong and howling winds in South Dakota. It will also affect parts of Nebraska and parts of Minnesota as well. If it's cold enough, and may bring some little bit of wet snow in South Dakota as well. But the snow will melt on the ground. Best of luck there, people in South Dakota. Be prepared for a powerful storm. Have your iPads charged. Have your iPods charged. Have your iPhones charged. Have your cell phones and tablets charged. Buy bottled water. Buy cases of Pepsi and Coke. Have your crank-up radio ready.
Shit.
Have your 3G and 4G internet ready. Have your flashlights ready. Have your extra batteries ready, just in case the power goes out during the storm.
Yeah.
In South Dakota on Friday.
Right.
Best luck to you. People in South Dakota, be prepared for a powerful storm. Take care.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Don't get caught in the storm. Yeah. Be safe.
2 years ago. He screwed me up too, because at the end there with those pauses, I was actually, I had my headphones off. I was taking my own advice.
Yes.
And of course I was watching the VU meters in the studio here.
Yes.
Waiting for, them to go dead.
Yes.
Right. Figuring, oh, okay, well, he'll be done then. But of course he wasn't. So, that's what am I going to do?
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
I'm not dispensing shit for him. Well, and it's fair.
Yes.
I'm allowed. I mean, I don't hate him because he's retarded.
Yes.
So the PCers can get off my back about that. I just hate him because he sucks at his job. I don't. It's like I've said before. I respect people on what they do, not what they say.
Yes.
I just. The behavior speaks volumes. The talk is, as we know from this show, so cheap. so very cheap.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Jenny. I'm not beeping him again. Well, hey, there it is. Now we can get on with, the big story about lions in Milwaukee. Yes, finally, police are investigating reports of a lion-like cat that's been spotted roaming the streets of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Authorities have received calls Monday night and early Tuesday morning, but were unable to find the animal. This comes to us from WKOW-TV in Milwaukee. So far, the only confirmed sighting of the animal is a cell phone video that a Milwaukee couple took from their deck. Quote, I was afraid to move, says Ann Nolan, who told WKOW-TV, I was sitting there and I couldn't move. I thought, what am I looking at? Well, in the video, what appears to be a lion walks through the neighborhood in broad daylight. Well, police haven't been able to identify the animal. Police, really? Look at the video, you tards. I'm pretty sure if a layman who's taken a cell phone video says that's a lion.
Yes.
Well, authorities, take the lead. That's a lion.
Yes.
Well, it appears that the lion is walking through in broad daylight. That's right. Police can't identify the animal because they're retarded. Mm-hmm. Of course, Police Chief Edward Flynn said it's not impossible that a wild cat may have wandered through the city. The cougar, also known as a mountain lion, is native to Wisconsin, and sightings aren't unheard of. Last October, 2 cougars were spotted in northern Wisconsin. More recently, they've been spotted in the Spreaker.com live chat room. Yes, look out, all you young boys.
Yes.
Well, since the first sighting, the lion has become somewhat of a local celebrity, of course, on Twitter, with people posting mock sightings with the hashtag MKELion. It's really cute. They've got a picture of a lion sitting in the city bus. Oh, geez, they've got them all over the Milwaukee public market.
Yes.
Oh yeah, all over the city. Yeah, look at that. Wow, it's great that this kind of a story incites people to creativity and retardation. It's good. It's good. Well, moving on to I don't know, maybe something more serious.
Yes.
Yeah. No, not likely.
Yes.
No. No, the DUNE sandworms are back in the news today. Yes, they are, with the big El Niño and, of course, those DUNE sandworms. Yes, threatening to cripple more California bridges. Palm Springs, California today, if a potentially historic El Niño brings powerful floods from Southern California this winter. Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, look at that. They've been in a drought for 10 years.
Yes.
Now looks like they're going to have floods, and they're bitching about that. Well, it's going to bring powerful floods to Southern California this winter. The rain-induced I-10 bridge collapse, of course, we told you about yesterday.
Yes.
And that, of course, cut off the Arizona-California artery. Could be a preview of the highway hazards to come, as those worms do consume more than 20,000 cars and people a day. Well, across California, state officials list about 450 bridges that are potentially targets for the worms.
Yes.
2 are in Whitewater, California, on the Interstate 10, the same highway that links to Phoenix, Los Angeles, or links Phoenix to Los Angeles. Yes. That's partially closed until Friday because of Sunday's earthworming. Yes. The 2 are among the most highly trafficked at the at-risk bridges, seeing 80,000 tasty little drivers a day. Well, officials are calling those bridges scour critical, meaning that there's an elevated risk of flood eating away the dirt that holds their foundations in place. That's what happened Sunday, of course, when 5 inches of rain caused the sinkhole that wiped out the Texas washing. I'm sorry, it's Tex Wash Bridge.
Yes.
What idiot named that one? Oh, we's in California. Let's call it the Tex Wash Bridge. How about the? Why don't you do this? Why don't you call it the California Wash Bridge? Maybe more of you in the city would do that. Yes, washing is good.
Yeah.
Well, officials, yes, are the I-10 collapse, of course, of the Tex Wash Bridge. The highway will reopen to traffic apparently Friday, and the DUNE sandworms couldn't be happier. Well, Sunday's storm was the latest sign of a strong El Niño weather pattern that's brewing in the Pacific Ocean. If the pattern holds, then parts of California, like the desert east of L.A., could see intense storms and floods, potentially crippling more bridges. While such a collapse is a problem in the desert, it can also happen in other parts of the drought-parched state. It could lead to a more active river systems, which could affect all of our bridges, says Jeff Johnson, co-founder of the Watershed Science and Engineering, a Washington-based firm that analyzed the bridge scour. Experts caution that just because the bridge is scour critical doesn't mean it will collapse during a major flood. It's just damned likely. Even if the bridge has a good scour rating like the Tex Wash did, there's still a risk, of course. Transportation officials are required to monitor scour-critical bridges closely or take preventative measures to lower the risk of collapse. Those measures vary from bridge to bridge, expert and state officials say. There are so many different factors. Every bridge is different. It's a different animal unto itself. California Department of Transportation spokeswoman Vanessa Wiseman said, "If something is rated as scour critical, we have a plan of action about what we're going to do about it." And that didn't work for the I-10. Well, in Indio, California, near the vacation destination of Palm Springs, city officials have received federal funding for $3.2 million for a project to reduce flood risks on 2 at-risk bridges, but that funding is contingent on unfinished environmental reviews, so it's unclear when work will begin. They are safe and passable for now, and if we feel in any way, shape, or form that they're imminently unsafe, we'll close them. We don't take any chances with these things, says Timothy Wasil, Indio's Public Works Director. It's just like all things. Everything can happen, but in our analysis, they're safe for now. We're trying to make them safer. Well, we'll remember that in the upcoming lawsuit of wrongful death. Yes. Yes. Caltrans didn't immediately provide its plans for dealing with the heavily trafficked Scour critical bridges on the I-10. The cash-strapped local governments often have trouble prioritizing slow-burning problems like Scour risk at bridges, says Martin Teal, water resources engineer at West Consultants in San Diego. Even if they do a good job of monitoring those bridges, he said, flash floods like that one that hit Tex Wash can be difficult to predict. Those things come and go by so fast, by the time you know the water's coming up, it's probably there and gone, he said. If El Niño hits California as hard as some meteorologists say it could, yes, all of them except for Frankie McDonald. Flash floods, of course, could be a major problem. In 1997-98, a major El Niño brought heavy rain and massive flooding, causing about $300 million in damage to the state highway system, according to the Federal Highway Administration. Much of the damage was in Northern California, and experts still aren't sure how this year's predicted El Niño will impact Southern California. Sammy Roth writes about energy and water for the Desert Sun, and he can be reached directly at sammy.roth@desertsun.com. You can hit him up there and get all the info you need for your lawsuit. And, yeah, there it is. So we're going to go for our second commercial break right now, but don't you worry. When we come back, we got all kinds of stuff coming up, including an anti-smoking organization's new the new initiative they have for stopping teens smoking. Of course, they're saying teens need to stop smoking.
Yes.
And it's funny, too, because in New York City, for example, we had, I think it was in the beginning of 2010, we had, what was it, like 10% of teens who smoked.
Yes.
And then, of course, the mayor's office and whatnot, they came out with the big anti-smoking thing for teens.
Yes.
And that, of course, drove the rate up to 14%.
Yes.
You know, it's like none of these groups realize that, you know, you tell a teen not to do something. And of course, they're going to go ahead and do it more.
Yes.
Right? So we got that. We've got more baked cake controversy with LGBTers and their damn wedding cakes. We got Facebook in the news, and of course, we've got the latest in election 2016 coverage, the coverage that we absolutely love and specialize in, which is, of course, Clinton 2016. Yeah. Yes, we got all that, so much more when we come back, so don't touch that dial.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York. With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Let's do a brand new day. Let's step away from the bland and let the color fly. Let's get to the one store with more number one choices and match this or this without using too much of this. Then, let's crack open a can and get to it. Paint? No. Let's do POW. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Glidden Duo starts at a new lower price of $25.46 a gallon.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
On Twitter, at Real Gilbert, ACP.
That's right, and this show at HTLA Radio 1. That's right, baby. I'm not kidding. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, yo.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with...
Shut up. You're dead.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut. Always hustling. Always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a fucking American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Jenny... You keep letting those through, hon. We're going to get banned by, I don't know, everybody or something.
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you?
Too often.
Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't have an eye.
Oh, it's great, Louis. Thank you for that. That's just incredible.
The music is fantastic.
I know.
Oh, you got to hear it.
Oh, yeah, we can. Thank you. Yeah, it's good. It's going right now. Yeah.
That was a mistake on my part.
I know, but that's what we get. Yeah.
I've been on enough radio shows to know that in the middle of an answer, the guy is like checking the boards.
Yeah, but that's my job, and I'm doing it. I'm just so damn awesome. You totally love and want me.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hugged in the elevator.
Yep.
And I still have an erection.
That's right. You know why that is, of course.
Yes.
It's my sweet ass. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the big show today. HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. And, of course, your coffee and cigarettes Wednesday grinder for this 22nd of July, 2015. 84 degrees, still Central Park. And why the hell aren't we out there? I don't know.
Here's Jerry Lewis directing Hervey Village.
Oh, no.
Hervey, can you act with the realistic person acting?
And the thing.
In France, we admire you. Oh, thank you, you short midget person. We do not like that midget. Oh, I'm sorry, little person with the thing.
Well, hey, we got to do some more shout-outs, of course, because a lot of people don't actually get to Spreaker.com chat room there to listen to us live.
Yes.
They just don't waste their effing time.
Yes.
So, we've got a lot of folks in a lot of new different towns that are listening that we haven't had listening before.
Yes.
So I want to do some shout-outs to them. All you listeners in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Yeah. I didn't even know there was a Long Pond, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Well, there's Ashburn, Virginia. Folks in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Yes, of course. A bunch more from the Bronx, New York. Percentage points 3.1 over all the regular listens we get there. So
yes.
That's good. Yeah. Now, shut up. You'd live in the Bronx. Also from Queen Creek, Arizona, we got listeners there. Cockeysville, Maryland, Asheville, North Carolina, Holly Springs, North Carolina, and, of course, Royce City, Texas, USA. Yeah, so shout-outs to all you peeps out there in those towns. We sincerely appreciate all the listens we get from you, and, wow, it's great to have some.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, and of course, there's also, well, maybe I should do it, you know? Yes, should I? Yeah. Yeah, we got, well, we're listened to in the United States and Canada, as you know.
Yes.
And, well, Japan, we're up 2.4% in Japan.
Yes.
United Kingdom, 2.01% increase over last week.
Yes.
Yeah. It's true story. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
No, Italy, Australia, and Brazil, numbers are all up there, and Germany and Mexico. Yeah, I think I know why we got the Mexican boost, though. Of course,
yes,
Gilbert, because we had the illegal Mexicans wish Devlon Crawford a happy birthday yesterday. Yes, we did, and they did a wonderful mariachi presentation. It was second to none.
Yes,
it really was. I've found myself in a lot of bars in Mexico, and these mariachis they hired or whatever the hell they did, they were some of the best I ever heard.
Yes,
they really were. Of course, well, I don't know. My hearing does get worse depending on the level of booze I've been taking. So you never know. Maybe they suck. Yeah. Maybe that's what, I don't know. Give a scent of the woman again.
And here's Hervé Villagers in Scent of a Woman. Your name is Daphne, because I smell the perfume and I hear the southern accent. Did you just salute to me, even though I'm blind?
You crazy, crazy little man.
Yes.
Thank you. Also, a couple of folks in the Spreaker.com live chat room do have some updates for us, other places that are listening.
Yes.
Are indeed listening. Shelley Nichols says, Spread Eagle, Wisconsin. Yes. Yes. Sawdust, Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and one of my favorites, Rough and Ready, California. Yeah. Climax, New York, and Newfoundland. I think, actually, to be totally honest, we do have some Newfoundland listeners, of course. They tune in every day at about 20 minutes after the hour.
Yes.
Of course, just to get the weather report from Frankie. Yeah. Of course, after he's done, they just turn us off. Yeah. Well, anyway, there we go. There it is. Also, one of my other favorite places, Hornytown, North Carolina. Yes, Hornytown. Won't you take me to Hornytown? Won't you take me?
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Yeah.
Well, after you've dropped the F-bomb 338 times, it's time for Hillary Clinton. Yes. That's right. And what's the Hillary Clinton news today? Well, hey, there's a new poll out. Clinton trails Republicans in 3 swing states. That's right. A new poll shows Hillary Clinton, a.k.a. Scooby-Doo. Yes, she's trailing potential Republican opponents in the key states of Colorado, Iowa, and Virginia. Clinton is currently, losing those electoral votes in theoretical, matchups with Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, and Marco Rubio, according to the Quinnipiac University swing state poll released today. The former Secretary of State and New York Senator has lost ground in the horse race, and a lot of key questions about her honesty and leadership, says Peter Brown, Assistant Director author of the Quinnipiac University poll. I would ask a question of Peter.
Yes.
Since, I don't know, he's the assistant director of the Quinnipiac University poll.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that, he makes politics his business.
Yes.
And, of course, he's saying that she's lost ground in the horse race due to key questions about her honesty.
Yes.
Key questions about her leadership.
Yes.
I would ask him, isn't that true of every single politician out there? I'll just leave that alone, I guess. Okay. Well, Clinton led polls in the swing states of Iowa, Colorado, and Virginia earlier in the year. When they first started counting from 1? On being a strong leader, a key metric in presidential campaigns, she has dropped 4 to 10 points, depending on the state, and she is barely above 50% in each of the 3 states, Brown said. The poll also shows that one of Clinton's opponents in the Democratic nomination race, yes, old fart Bernie Sanders, well, he's running every bit as well or better against the Republicans in Iowa and Colorado. Geez, you kind of, you go out and you personally equate yourself to a cartoon dog.
Yes.
Okay. You don't have a tour bus. You have a van that you call the Mystery Machine. And then you're wondering why a 90-year-old man is beating you. Of course, she's no spring chicken either at 70.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Donald Trump stands out for the wrong reason, apparently, among the 17 candidates for the Republican presidential nomination. His large negative favorability rating means his growth potential is not as attractive as his competitors, Brown said. Oh. Were you ever called a brown noser in school? Yeah? I think that, that's... Well, anyway, that's what the damn poll says, and I guess everybody's going to weave whatever shit they want to into it.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. I'd like to welcome the HTLA's promotion director. Yes. Yeah. Yes, the one, the only Apocalypse in the Spreaker.com live chat room right now. Hey, if you're not there, get in there. It's fast, easy, it's free, and you can hang out with all these superstars of Spreaker. Well, the Facebook plea saves hugging puppies. Wow, really? Have we sunken to this level, Jenny? Really? Okay, apparently so. All right. Well, adorable pups Kira and Kala had just a day left before their Atlanta area shelter had scheduled them to be shot in the head. That's right. Nice .22 caliber in the cranium.
Yes.
Yeah, with a constant influx of abandoned animals, shelters like theirs simply don't have the capacity to house animals indefinitely. That's where Atlanta's Angels Among Us Pet Rescue steps in. Well, Kira and Kayla were saved just 2 hours and 6 minutes after the nonprofit volunteer group posted a photo on their Facebook page on July 20th of the two pups wrapped in an embrace behind shelter bars. That's not an embrace, that's jail sex. I bet you if you could hear the videos, like, yeah, who's your bitch? Yeah. Yeah. Take it, puppy.
Hello, everybody out there. This is
Brock, you're dead. Damn it, what is with that? Would you stop it?
Yes.
I just to spend 2 hours every day. We'll just loop the Brock thing. Why am I even here? I should be in the park.
Yeah.
Well, yes, they're hugging behind shelter bars. The post pleaded for someone to rescue these dogs as a foster home and had to be secured in order to keep them from being put to sleep. Kira knows what will happen, read the post, and written from Kayla's perspective. You can see it in her eyes as she's getting it up the ass from the other dog. That's right. She's putting on a brave face for sure, but I can feel her. Yeah, putting on a brave face, that reminds me of something. Oh, yeah, Sons of Anarchy when Juice was getting it up the ass. Yeah, they should have changed the names of the dog to Juice and, I don't know, who was Marilyn Manson's character name again? Yeah, she's putting on a brave face for sure, but I can feel her heart beating fast while I'm clinging to her. If no one saves us, someone will take her away from me. I'll see her as she goes down the hallway. Well, the photo and plea quickly went viral, of course. Geez, maybe that's what we should do for HTLA. We'll put out, dogs screwing pictures and won't you save Kayla and Juice? Yes, the photo quickly went viral, and the hugging pups received a swift stay of execution courtesy of a caring volunteer. As of now, Kayla and Kira are up for adoption and out of the shelter, according to the group's Facebook page. Well, if they're up for adoption and they're not in the shelter anymore, where the freak are they? Well, I don't know, but hey, we're baking it in the cake for the LGBT homosexual cake bitches again. Yeah. It's like, what's wrong with homosexuals?
Yes.
Like, really, is the only thing that they buy cakes? I have heard of no other stories everywhere.
Yes.
Anywhere. And on our God's green earth.
Yes.
Nowhere do you ever hear gays being shunned from buying, perfume or newspapers or magazines at newsstands.
Yes.
And don't tell me it doesn't happen. No. I don't know. I guess the cake thing is just good press or something. I don't know. Well, baked in the cake, yes, legal battles following the gay marriage ruling. That's right, Denver, Colorado today. Same-sex marriage is, of course, now the law of the land, but that doesn't mean the newlyweds always get their choice of wedding cakes. Oh, or flowers, or photographs, or venues. I'll just ask Jack Phillips, a, quote, cake artist, who may represent the next legal hurdle for gay and lesbian couples on their way to wedded bliss. Phillips, 59, owns Masterpiece Cake Shop in Lakewood, Colorado, a bakery that won't design desserts for same-sex weddings. His case was heard this month by the Colorado Court of Appeals. If he loses, he plans to keep appealing all the way to the Supreme Court, of course, if necessary, because that would be a strategically dumb move because all the judges want to... Well, no, it was a 5-4 vote. It wasn't actually a swing.
Yes.
Well, I feel that the Bible is clear, he says. What God defines marriage as, Philip says, as his daughter Lisa works on the latest confections. For me to violate that would be for me to rebel against God, to take what he's designed and say it doesn't matter. The problem for Phillips is that Colorado, like 21 other states, has a law barring discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. His claim that the First Amendment protects his freedom of expression based on his religious beliefs failed to convince the Colorado Civil Rights Commission last year. The commission is actually seated largely by black people. Well, 28 states have no such laws, so gays and lesbians freed to marry by the Supreme Court last month still face discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodations. Maybe don't be gay anymore. Well, Phillips, like Washington State florist Barronelle Stutzman, Kentucky painter Blaine Adamson, Illinois bed and breakfast owners Jim and Beth Walder, and New York family farm owners Robert and Cynthia Gifford, as well as New York-based Chris and Catherine Taylor, I believe his religious objections and obligations are paramount. In the meantime, rather than bake for same-sex weddings, Phillips stopped making wedding cakes altogether and says his revenue has dropped by about 40%. Geez, that is a hell of a good business model.
Yes.
You know, you're open for business. You're making 100% of your money every month.
Yes.
You close the doors, and somehow he's still making 60%. I want to know what that business is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, dumbass, it's cake making. Well, the issue could be heading towards the Supreme Court in the coming years. Last year, the justices turned down a petition from the owners of a New Mexico photography studio who lost a similar freedom of expression case over their refusal to work at a lesbian couple's wedding. Now, several other cases, such as Phillips, are making their way through the state and federal courts. Gay rights groups predict that they will continue to win those lawsuits. The courts have very consistently held that this is not a free speech or religious freedom issue, that it's about discrimination. Well, I would kind of say, let's look at the bigger picture.
Yes.
All those men on the beaches of Normandy and No, hear me out, you little Jew. That they were coming to save you. You know, all the losses, all the death, all the destruction, all the killing. You know, we fought and died in every war, foreign and the ones we made. You know, we fight and die for what? I thought it was the right to choose.
Yes.
Huh? Well, I mean, that's freedom, right?
Yes.
You know, do I want to go to work today? Am I going to call in sick? No. Well, now we can call in homosexual. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. You can do that now. That's actually legally. You know, if you actually got a paycheck from us, Gilbert.
Yes.
You know, if you were an employee of ours and you actually called in one day and said,
Well, I'm Viewer Godfried, and I'm homosexual today, so I'm not coming in.
If you did that, we would have to accept that.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd have to. We couldn't do anything about that. Oh, well, you're gay now.
Yes.
Okay, well, obviously you want to stay home and I don't know, watch Turkish bath videos or something. So you're not coming in. But we can't fire you for that anymore.
Yes.
No. We used to be able to back when we, had choice.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. That's that we don't have freedom in this country.
Yes.
We just don't. It's oh well, you can't do that now. Supreme Court fucked you on that one. And, of course, nobody says shit about my brilliant, absolutely stunningly brilliant, spared no expense on the talent, Gilbert Gottfried impression. Yeah. Come on, that was gold.
Yes.
Idiot.
Yes.
Yes, well, those gay rights folks, they're going to continue to win those lawsuits, of course. The courts have consistently held that this is not a free speech or religious freedom issue. It's about discrimination, and that discrimination is a violation of state laws, says Sarah Warbelow, legal director of the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest gay rights organization. At least I know who to target when I'm firebombing. Well, in a recent poll conducted by the Newsom Institute found that only 38% of Americans say businesses providing wedding services should be required to serve same-sex couples despite their religious objections. That's down, of course, from 52% in 2013 when Oprah said it was fashionable. That's right. The court often tends to follow public opinion, but the Supreme Court has sided with religious believers before, and recently by allowing an exception to the Affordable Care Act's requirement that most businesses offer health insurance coverage or contraceptives that some equate with abortion. We have to offer our staff condoms? What? Okay, I'm not going to say nothing and just claim ignorance. I think it's crucial for the court to weigh in, says Jeremy Tedesco, senior legal counsel at the conservative group the Alliance Defending Freedom, who argued that Phillips's case in court this month for him. I think there's going to be a lot of litigation in this area, and inevitably there's going to be a lot of conflicts. Well, Phillips' legal battle actually began 3 years ago when Charlie Craig and David Mullins came in to order a cake for their wedding reception. While the wedding was held in Massachusetts, where same-sex marriage had been legal since 2004, the celebration was planned for back home in Colorado. Unfortunately for the couple, an earlier incident in Phillips' life made their brief exchange unappetizing. It occurred back in 1978. Really? 1978, when Phillips, then working the night shift at a local bakery and drinking beer after work at the local bar, says he became a born-again Christian. His religion, he says now, is everything. Craig and Mullins filed civil rights complaints and won, first before the administrative court judge and then before full commission. It ruled that Phillips must serve same-sex couples and educate his staff and file quarterly reports for 2 years. Educate his staff.
Yes.
That reminds me of another Homeland Security. We will educate our staff on the ways of the Jews. So what am I to understand here?
Yes.
So if the Supreme Court votes and says it's okay to gas the Jews, we can do that again? It's time we moved on from using religion as an excuse to discriminate. Again, I don't understand this.
Yes.
If I just don't... Well, here's the thing, Gilbert.
Yes.
Here's the thing. You remember the signs in all the little stores in Manhattan, of course?
Yes.
No hat, no shoes, no shirt, no service, right?
Yes.
Well, that's basically saying if you don't, have the respect enough to wear a shirt and shoes, and I don't know where the hell I got a hat from.
Yes.
But... if you're not going to wear those simple things, we refuse the right to serve you, period. That's just the way it is.
Yes.
That's a choice thing. Stores didn't have to do that back then.
Yes.
And even before that, there was no public place that had to display signs, no colored. That's what I loved about America. You could open up your coffee shop or whatever, and you could serve the colored,
yes,
or not serve the colored and post a sign.
Yes.
It was your choice, and it's like right now. That's like me saying, "Well, I don't want any black motherfuckers listening to HTLA."
Oh my God, he's becoming black. I like it.
Oh God. Well, no, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Here. This is completely ridiculous. Like, so we don't have the choice now to somebody walks in first of all to your store or whatever the hell it is you're selling. I don't care what it is you're selling. You walk in, unless the guy is humping another guy while he's humping in your store. Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yes.
No, it's all right. Thank you. Jerry's helping me. All right, I'll leave you to it. Would you like a condom?
Yes.
No, it's all right. We can't have babies. We're men. Oh. Yeah. That's what does? Oh, well, the Supreme Court ruled I have to offer them a condom. If they choose not to use it and pull out and spray all over my floor, I just get to mop it up. Holy Christ.
They get f***ing crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Yeah, or too many are loving them. Yeah. I'm steamed.
Yes.
Yes, it's time we moved on from religion and using that to discriminate, Craig said after the latest hearing. No one should be told they are less than anyone else. Well, Craig, right here on live radio, you, sir, are less than anyone else. That's right. Especially at a joyous time like a wedding. Oh, wait, I should say that properly. Especially at a joyous time in the wedding. Would you like a condom?
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is disgusting shit. Nobody should have to put up with this. Of course, I'm not talking about the homosexuals. I'm talking about this show. Well, James Essex, who directs gay rights issues for the American Civil Liberties Union, likens Phillips' effort to those of other commercial establishments to posting a sign on the front door, "No wedding cakes for gay people." You know what, Gilbert? I'm going to do that right out of Studio 2 here in Manhattan right now. That's right. That's right. You will never, ever, ever, all of you gay people out there, every single one of you listening to my voice right now,
Yes.
I am telling you, yes, call me inflammatory, call me a homo hater or something. Call me... You call me whatever you want, but I'm putting a sign out in front of HTLA at Radio 1. No wedding cakes for gay people. Nope. No way. Quote, "That's the kind of discrimination that we've said is not acceptable in America," Essex says. The Supreme Court passed up its first chance to hear a similar case in 2014, 8 years after Elaine Huguenin and her husband, Jonathan, told a lesbian couple that their Albuquerque photo studio only worked, quote, "traditional weddings." What's wrong with that? If that's what you specialize in.
Yes.
You know what? So the war photographer that only shoots dead people. Okay. Oh, well, that photographer is discriminating because he doesn't shoot live people. No, bitch. He makes his money off dead people. Well, the Huguenin's petition to the Supreme Court was based on their freedom of speech and expression, which they interpreted as the right to decide what messages their photography conveys. That's the same people cited by Phillips and others around the country. The former owners of Sweet Cakes by Melissa Bakery in Gresham, Oregon, were ordered this month to pay $135,000 to a lesbian couple for emotional suffering after being refused a goddamn wedding cake. How the hell do you show that in the court?
Yes.
Well, Your Honor, my clients were clearly hurt to the tune of $135,000 because they were denied this little product. And yes, I know, my lawyer sounds eerily like my John Kerry. I have no comment at this time. Well, Arlene's Flowers of Richland, Washington, was sued for refusing to create floral arrangements for a gay customer's wedding. The florist lost and has asked the state Supreme Court to hear its appeal. It was also fined $186,000. Hands On Originals, a Christian outfitter in Lexington, Kentucky, was sued for refusing to print T-shirts for a local gay pride festival. What gay asshole... What gay asshole would go to a Christian T-shirt shop?
Yes.
And order heathen shirts? Yes, the County Human Rights Commission ruled against its owner, Blaine Adamson, but a county court this year reversed that decision. Kentucky has no anti-discrimination law. Yes, at least in Kentucky, you're still free to choose. Yeah. Well, Liberty Ridge Farm, a working farm in Shagatoke, New York, was sued after Robert and Cynthia Gifford refused to host a lesbian couple's wedding on their farm. State Division of Human Rights ruled against the couple, and the case is now before an appellate court in Albany. Well, these all lead to some hard questions. The Supreme Court's ruling last month states it cannot deny marriage licenses to same-sex couples, and it's motivated both sides to seek additional protections from the state legislatures. The author of that opinion, Justice Anthony Kennedy, sees nothing wrong with religious believers seeking protection. It must be emphasized that religions and those who adhere to religious doctrine may continue to advocate with utmost sincere conviction that by divine precepts, same-sex marriage should not be condoned, Kennedy wrote. Chief Justice John Roberts and the dissenting justices said those words will be of little comfort when someone with a religious objection pushes up against the Supreme Court's edict. Hard questions arise when people of faith exercise religion in ways that may be seen to conflict with the new right to same-sex marriage, Roberts wrote. Unfortunately, people of faith could take no comfort in the treatment they receive from the majority. One comfort, perhaps, is the motivation the court's decision lends to the effort to secure religious exclusions. Kena Gonzalez, director of the State and Local Affairs for the Conservative Family Research Council, said the ruling clearly provides an increased sense of urgency to protect conscious protections on marriage, just like we do on other contentious social issues like, oh yes, bring it up, you bitch, abortion. Well, in Congress, Senator Michael Lee of Utah and Rep. Raul Labrador of Ohio. Why the hell would you have a last name of Labrador in Ohio? Well, both Republicans are sponsoring measures aimed at protecting individuals and business opposed to same-sex marriage. Thus far, the bills are far short of claiming majority support. And in the days since the High Court's decision, some state officials have taken steps to protect religious objectors. Kansas Governor Sam Brownback was the first, blocking the state government from penalizing religious groups that refuse to perform or recognize same-sex marriages. On the flip side, gay rights groups now vow a major push to win non-discrimination laws in states that do not have them. Their latest conquest came earlier this year in Utah, although the law aimed at employment and housing policies stopped short of affecting commercial businesses. The battle is likely to continue for years to come. It was never about the cake, Charlie Craig's mother, Deborah Munn, wrote on an ACLU blog site. It was about my son being treated like a lesser person. Really, that's what it's all about. We're all equal. No, we're not. You know what? I've put this to everybody before,
Yes.
and I'm going to put it to everybody again.
Yes.
Did we all grow up with that silver spoon in our mouths? Did we? Are we all Harvard kids?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, did we all graduate Harvard or Yale? Did we all, go out on the vacations in the summertime on the 195-foot yacht? Did we, did we learn to play polo at 8 years old? No. No, the goddamn answer is no. But is that to say that nobody did?
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. We'll start off right here with John Kerry's daughter, Kenna. Right, but none of us got that.
Yes.
Right. So, right there, where's equality? It's not. Or one up you. Better still this.
Yes.
Did we all grow up in a crack house? All right. Well, I did, but okay. But this is what I'm saying.
Yes.
This is why, try as you might, idiots of all different persuasions fighting for your right to do whatever the hell. There is no equality. If there was equality, we'd all be exactly the same. We'd be hatched out of little cylinders. It would be the Matrix. And I hate to break it to you. I hate to, pop Morpheus's little bubble.
Yes.
But we're not, just in these little pods getting fed oxygen and nutrients and the Matrix and piss off. So, finally, I feel that the United States Constitution guarantees my freedom of religion, freedom of speech. Phillips says it doesn't say except for when you open your business. It's not just regulated to Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And he's, I don't know who can argue with that. He's right.
Yes.
Or Saturday or whenever the hell the Jews do their canting thing. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, yes, the big anti-smoking organization launching a tour to end teen tobacco abuse. Yes, it is. That's right. Teen smoking rates are at a low, according to the 2014 University of Michigan press release out of a national survey of 40,000 to 50,000 teens in the 8th, 10th, and 12th grades. Only 8% reported cigarette use in 2014, down 28% from 1997. Lying is also up 28%. That's right. With that statistic in mind, many people and companies are optimistic about ending teen smoking. That's exactly what Truth, a campaign funded by the American Legacy Foundation, is trying to accomplish with two crews of tour riders at their disposal. The campaign is the longest-running and most successful youth smoking prevention program in the country. The nationwide campaign tours from June to September, stopping at cities all around the U.S., of course, to promote its cause and to raise awareness about the impact of cigarette smoking. It has been proven successful with more of a network of more than 43,000 finishers and a viral video called Left Swipe Dat. Yo, 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 left swipe that, yo. Yeah, okay. Featuring celebrities advocating against tobacco usage, the campaign has made a noticeable impact. A large component of the campaign is its summer tour, quote, Tour Riders, a group of 20-somethings that travel to different venues from theme parks to festivals and concerts. And their aim is to connect with teens and give them facts about tobacco industry and smoking in general. Nicole Stevens, a recent graduate of the University of San Francisco, is part of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival Tour Rider crew. Geez, I don't know. I kind of think they might have made a mistake on the branding there.
Yes.
Do you really want to take away one addiction with teens by promoting monster drinks? Oh, yeah, kids, you don't get half the jack up from cigarettes that you get from Monster Extreme. Well, that touring festival, which features hard rock and heavy metal performers, has given Steven... Wait a minute. Whoa, stop the bus.
Yes.
Hard rock and heavy metal promoters. Geez, what wasn't it back in the mid to late 70s? That was the devil's music. Well, apparently the devil's music is good now.
Yes.
Yes. Given the chance to connect with those young people around the country, I've always wanted to be part of something that will have a lasting impact on the world after I'm gone. Being part of the Truth Tour and spreading the message of the campaign does just that, Stephen says. I'm always amazed by how open people are with sharing personal stories about how tobacco has impacted their lives. Hopping to enact change... or not hopping. I'm not a frickin' bunny. What the... Hoping, of course, yes, to enact change, the tour riders spend their days on the road doing a variety of things. They have one-on-one conversations with people, host larger group games and competitions, and engage crowds and push the campaign's cause out on a mass scale. With the launch of the Finish It campaign last August, which reached more than 1.7 million teens nationwide, the campaign hopes to spread its message to as many people as possible by creating dialogue about smoking. I've been surprised at how open teens are to talking about cigarettes and their experiences with tobacco, Stevens says. Every day when I'm doing the one-on-ones, we get thanked for being there by someone who has lost someone to a tobacco-related disease. And for Stevens, the campaign is personal. A smoking-related disease prevented her from meeting her grandfather. Yeah, it had nothing to do with, her grandfather being 100. No. Yeah. Stephen says, every day I'm doing one-on-ones, we get thanked for being there by someone who's lost someone. Yes, by meeting her grandfather. Despite her loss, she remains optimistic about the future of smoking in America. She believes that the younger generation has the power to finish it for good. Yes. Well, my hope is that while on tour this summer, I can make positive impressions on my teens by sharing the facts about tobacco with them, she says. The campaign and its mission are easy to get on board with. I know that collectively our generation has the power to end tobacco for good. If you do that, where's my right to have a cigarette? Oh, that's it. Die. You're pushing the wrong buttons now, chickie.
Yes.
That's right. Oh, let's see. We got Shillbilly Internet Radio at the Spreaker.com, a live chat room. He's in there serving it up to all the bitches.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course he's going on about Canada's Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Yes, the prick's been in office for 35 bloody years. Seriously.
Yes.
I don't know. You know, when he got in, I'm like, okay, well, you know, a couple of years, he'll be gone.
Yes.
You know. Yeah, what was it, like 22, 25 bloody years later, he's still there? What the... I'm serious. Like, he was there for 18 years when I left Canada.
Yes.
I'm like, who the hell? Why he just won't die? Somebody... God, like you know. Well, actually, to be fair, I'm gonna be fair here. America's politicians are like, I don't know, what are they like in comparison to Canadian ones? They're kind of like Pamela Anderson. They're kind of like Pamela Anderson in that they look really good on the outside. Well, except for Hillary. Oh well, and Bernie Sanders. And, okay, scratch that. Not Pamela Anderson. No. I don't know. I don't know. They present power, I guess, a little more accurately.
Yes.
You know, Canadian not prime ministers, politicians.
Yes.
They're these wishy-washy little, I don't know, baby things. They're really snooty when things are going bad, and they're. You know, but there was one ballsy leader, of course, Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. What are you laughing about, you little idiot? He's No, he was good. He was like the only good one the country has ever had.
Yes.
Yeah, ever. Well, bottom line is I'm not going to even attempt to dissect that crap. No. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, oh, look at that. Look at the time. Yeah, 2 hours. Well, we got to get going, gang. It's been a hell of a fun day. Thank you, of course, to the one, the only Devlon Crawford, Sharon Hundley Chesley, the intern, Phil and his sister with the sweet ass. Yes. All you listeners out there, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podcast One, Universal Radio, the list goes on. Thank you. And, of course, thank you. Louie, are you still awake?
Mr. T would be proud of you.
Yes. I'm all about the Mr. T, too, so thank you for being here, sir.
That was a mistake on my part.
Well, make sure you make that mistake tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Gilbert, thank you very much, sir.
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, on Twitter, and on Instagram.
Yes, we're all there, but I'm not rattling off all that crap. No. Hey, here's an idea. Use your iPads or your tablets or your computers and browsers and, I don't know, use a search engine. Yes, we're on all those places. Go look us up. Find us. Follow us. You owe it to yourself. Thank you for being here, Gilbert. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening and support the show for the love of God.
So emphatic. I want to thank listener, Shillbilly Internet Radio, all the folks in the live chat room today for hanging out with us. It's been a great day. Glad we entertained, and tomorrow we're sure to stain. Yeah. We should get some homosexual jokes.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to HTLA. Well, hey, wherever you are, have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.